no, the Snyder Cut. Yeah, yeah. What do you think? Was it good or was it just better? What are we
Um,
saying?
all right. So I feel like there needs to be some like history to this one. Um, like from the beginning, going back to Man of Steel, I was
Yeah,
like, yes, Zack Snyder, he has a vision that he's trying to tell a story. And I like Man of Steel. Like, I like Man of Steel.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was a
I
big hit
gotta
for me.
admit, I didn't used to like it, but
Yeah.
it leaned on me after the rest of the other movies come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked on me.
Yeah. And then I remember Batman v Superman being announced, and I was like, nah, it's a mistake. And then the movie came out and it got slated, and I was like, yep, that was a mistake. And then the Justice League movie came out. And even though like I enjoyed little bits of it because it was like the first time we're getting to see the Justice League like live action. So I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, there's certain things I can appreciate about it, but it was trash. It's one of those movies that you can say, yeah, I like it, but it's still trash. You know what I
it
mean?
was trash. It
Yeah.
was trash.
So like I did when everyone kept saying, oh, there's gonna be like the Snyder Cut, the Snyder Cut's coming, blah blah blah. I was kind of like, nah, like, is it gonna be much better? But
What? Yeah, go ahead.
saying all that, I feel like Zack Snyder has won me back over. Like if he was gonna make a sequel, I'd be hyped to see the sequel. You know?
Yeah, I feel like people definitely are now.
Yeah.
Now, like beforehand, it was just like it's not even that I didn't want to see a sequel. I just wanted them to do it right because they done Justice League and they're still releasing movies afterwards.
Yeah.
They got the new Wonder Woman that just came out the other day. They had Aquaman, but and also Shazam. I don't know if you want to connect that or not, but it was just like, yeah, it was just. I think the biggest problem that I had with the original was that they tried to rush. They tried to keep up with Marvel
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just throw all their eggs in a basket. And it was just like, no, you need. I think that's why this one worked so well because it set up a lot of the characters. Obviously, characters like Aquaman, we know him now. He's had his own movie, you know what I mean? But before that movie come out, this was his debut, you know
This
what I
was
mean?
it. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like you needed to flesh it out, but it's like even with this, it was a 4 hour long movie. Like
Yeah.
instead of even though they had the opportunity to flesh it out, it took you 4 hours to do it. Like this is why you don't rush. You see what I mean,
Yeah,
bro?
see that's what I'm thinking because I remember somebody even saying it on Twitter that with the Justice League you wouldn't need to have like like how Marvel did it with like building up like each character having their own movie.
Yeah,
Like they were saying, oh, you could just make a Justice League movie in one, and maybe that is possible, and I guess it's possible, but you're gonna need 4 hours to do it. You're gonna need a long time to do that. And
it's not even that it's possible. It's being done. He's just done it. He's done it now.
exactly, yeah, he's done it. Yeah,
He's done it.
He's done it. It works because each character had a chance to be like developed in their own way.
Yeah,
And I think obviously when you look back at the Joss Whedon movie, like putting aside who Joss Whedon is, if he's a idiot or whatever, like I feel like whatever he did, that everything was just against him anyway, because you can't take everything that was put into this movie and reduce that down to however long the Justice League movie 2017 was. Like it's just not possible to make a good movie like that. Seeing this one, like you needed to have the 4 hours to tell this story. So even if Zack Snyder did finish this one and put it in the cinema, I don't see how it would have worked, like without him cutting it into pieces, like making a Justice League Part 1, Part 2, and stuff like that.
I agree. It's because it's still it wasn't going to be like a 4 hour movie, as you just said. So yeah, you still had to cut stuff out. And comparing having to watch this movie, it felt like everything that was in there needed to be in there.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I want to bring up a point that I feel like you could have saved some maybe like 30 minutes if 80% of the movie wasn't in slow motion. It was giving me 300. I know. What really hit me was that you could tell what wasn't a part of the original movie,
Mm.
because I only watched Justice League once, but I watched it enough times and I remember it enough to know what the new scenes were and all of that. And it's like most of the scenes that were added in were all slow motion scenes. You know what I mean? Like and it's like I feel like it would have been a shorter movie. I feel like I was just having 300 vibes, and a lot of it, like, you got Flash, the fastest man alive with the slowest scenes. Like, I get that they kind of, that's the thing, that's how you like tell a story with the Flash, but it's like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like there's way too much slow motion.
Do you know what, I've got that put in my points. Like, one of the things that like, I've got like things that worked for me and things that didn't work for me. And things that didn't work for me was lots of slow motion. Like,
it got
to a point where I was just like, come on now, just make a normal action scene. Just stop it. Just stop the slow motion.
Just stop it, bro. I've got a lot of points. I'm not on as like, so my original point was, is it a good movie or is it just better? And I will say it's a good movie, but there are still a lot of points that I will bash. Like, I'll defend it. No, if anyone says anything bad about it, I'll defend it. But it, like, for me, I felt like it pulled a lot of inspiration from his past movies. I felt like it was all of these movies mashed into one.
It felt like that, yeah. I definitely.
You know, like how each film has its own identity. So you got Watchmen, you got 300, and like any of these other films, they kind of so they kind of, they're infamous for certain things, but I feel like all of them were mashed into one. So like in the beginning, with the Watchmen, in most of the scenes, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like they have like music. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like singing kind of choir music.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
And it's like,
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, half of the first movie was full of that, and then afterwards it just kind of stopped. So it was like different parts of the movie was different, and like even the slow motion, it was kind of spread out through the film, but there was a good chunk of it where it was like a good 30 minutes of slow motion, and that was the 300 part. And it's just like each different part of the story kind of felt like it had a different director. I don't know, if not even director, because it's all his filming styles, but it just I don't know, it just all felt different each part. If that makes sense.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely.
It's it was a weird conundrum. You can tell that you could say that it was a part of the original vision, but you can tell what was added last minute, if you know what I mean.
It feels like that. Yeah, I mean, like you said, like I think it's a good movie. I think this is what I would have wanted the Justice League movie to be like, in the first place.
Definitely.
Like, as I said, like he's won me back over. Like, if he wanted to make a Justice League 2, I'd be like, yeah, cool, I'm down with that. Like, I'd watch it. But
that's the thing. Are they now? Because they've added more stuff into this one. So they've added more stuff to basically sit up. Like, this is their chance to basically either tie a knot and say, okay, this is where we're ending things, and we want to like leave the audience satisfied, not wanting more, or we can leave them wanting more and carry on doing this thing. So they've added new characters. We've got Martian Manhunter. He was added. He had a scene at the end where he's talking to Bruce after his dream, where he's basically saying, you know, like, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
So you also have Ryan Choi as the Atom.
Okay, right. Yeah. Do you know what? I completely missed, because I saw like they were talking to him, and they said something, but I just completely like glazed over it, so I didn't like hear what they said properly. But okay, that's who he's meant to be.
No, you can always tell when it's a cameo, because it's like they won't mention this guy the whole movie, and they're like, "What is your name again?" And it's like Ryan Choi. You're like, oh, I know that guy. You know what I mean, bro? Just like, so they I don't know who else they added. I think it was just those two that were introduced, but like I would imagine so, that the whole point of this was to let people know, like, we are still carrying on if this is what you want.
Well, the thing is, like, so here's the thing. So we know that they're making a new Flash movie, but with everything happening with
Ray Fisher,
Ray Fisher,
like that.
That's it. Yeah, Ray Fisher.
Yeah.
Can't believe it just went out my head. Yeah, with everything happening with him, with Joss Whedon and everything, and the Warner Brothers execs. He said he doesn't want to work with the head guy of Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, like, I don't know if how they're gonna make a sequel, basically. If that's gonna be like, all this is gonna be still going on. Is Henry Cavill gonna come back to play Superman? I don't know.
I feel like he would. I
feel like he would.
loves playing Superman.
Yeah, but
Let's
then
be honest, he loves it.
Ben Affleck come back? It's all these things because they've all got like their own projects going on, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Henry Cavill's doing The Witcher. Ben Affleck's got some directing projects coming out. Who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I really do hope they do carry it on, but at this point, it's like
it's messy.
It's messy because you even got Jared Leto. He had these one scene which I thought was terrible. They really don't know. Like so it's like they've put him. This is what's stupid. It was a future scene, yeah. So let's talk about this future scene. I don't know. Maybe we should come back to this later because I want to try and like go.
Let's come back to it later.
Yeah, we'll go through the timeline. Yeah. We'll go through the timeline, but it's like, yeah, I do want it to carry on, but we have to see what news they give us. We have to see what news they give us. But yeah, let's go through the movie. I'm pretty sure I can remember it, as we go along.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's everything I've wanted wanted to see in the DCU since Man of Steel, basically. Like, I liked Wonder Woman. Like if we're going by like a timeline of what's between Man of Steel and Justice League, I liked Wonder Woman, and that's about it. Like there was Man of Steel, there was Wonder Woman, and then there's Justice League. I thought Batman v Superman, it's grown on me a little bit, but it still ain't that great. Suicide Squad was trash. Yeah. And then
see, the thing about me, I didn't like. This is the first DC film I liked. I thought I liked Batman versus Superman, but you know me, I'm a big Batman fan. It was just the Batman scenes that I liked, but now that I think about it, I didn't like it. I didn't like Man of Steel. I'm alright with it now.
Yeah,
I probably like it more than Batman versus Superman. I didn't like Aquaman. I liked the first Wonder Woman, I guess, but Shazam I didn't like. Really and truthfully, this was the first Justice. No, it was annoying. He didn't fight until the end. He just kept running, and then you get like one fight scene, really, which I get is realistic because he's a kid, he's scared. But I don't watch superhero movies for that. I watch them to fight. You know what I mean? I'm a big kid. I watch them to fight. But yeah, this is the first one I liked.
Okay, all right.
Be honest with you. Yeah. And it's a shame that this is what it took. A 4-hour movie.
Funny enough, you said that you liked Batman in Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I didn't like him in this one.
You know what? I was just about to say you took the words out of my mouth. I didn't
like him in this one.
He was the best thing. He was the best thing in Batman v Superman. In this movie, I was like, he is the weakest thing in this movie.
He is the weak, bro. Like, this is why we need to go through the timeline because I'm just gonna be jumping through. Let's start from the beginning. Yeah. So yeah, it's changed with Superman dying from I forgot his name.
Doomsday.
That's it, Doomsday. Doomsday, obviously, the end of Batman Superman, he killed him.
Yeah.
And he lets off a loud roar because obviously he's Superman, which is what Lex Luthor saying the bells have rung.
Yeah.
Basically saying that the mother boxes were awakened by the death of Superman, which doesn't really make sense to me. Because it's like how many years have they been there for? The mother boxes, like a good over 1,000 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Right? Yeah. So Superman is like how old? Let's say 35, 40 the most.
Yeah.
He's been there 35, 40 years.
Yeah.
Why did they wait for Superman to die? Like,
it doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
They waited for Superman to die to say, yeah, come back and get us. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Like, why didn't he come get Superman when he was a kid like, you know, do a baby Thanos and strangle him and whatnot. But yeah, it's just that didn't make sense to me. But that's what they decided to go with. Yeah, so that's how it opened.
And then I think you got like
what was next?
Batman going to find Aquaman, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you found, so there was a bit more. There's a bit more to this scene because it was more protective of Aquaman. I don't remember that in the original Justice League. Like, he just come in, was just like looking for Aquaman, and they're just like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah. So it was there. But this is yeah, it's coming back to how we was talking about Batman. This is a perfect example. See, he's just like, I've got money. He's like, I've got money. Exactly.
That's what he does throughout most of the movie. He like throws around his money in it.
Yeah, Batman's not like that. Let's be honest. Bruce Wayne, Batman, he's not like that. He doesn't just. Whenever he does stuff, it's just for like. It's a distraction. Whenever he does something like that, it's as a distraction to take you away from thinking he's the Batman. Where that's not the case here. He wants you to know he's the Batman. He wants you to join him. So for him to just be like, I've got money, join me. It doesn't make sense. That's not Batman.
Yeah. It's no, definitely. I agree with that. Yeah, he's I don't even know. Like, it feels like he's just a completely different character in this movie to how he was in BVS. I mean, I guess they're trying to say that he's had some sort of redemption or whatever, but that doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But
what's his redemption?
Well, that's the thing. That's another thing. Because his redemption, like, because he even mentions it in the movie, and I was just like, you didn't even know the dude. He was like, I made a promise to Clark on his grave, like that I would honor him by bringing this team together. It's like, you didn't know the dude. You tried to kill him.
You didn't know him
for most
at all,
of a movie. Right, for most of the movie, you spent your time montage training so that you could stab him with a kryptonite spear.
Exactly.
And then you buddied up with him for a little bit while he was fighting Doomsday with Wonder Woman. You were hiding in the background, and then he gets killed, and now you're trying to say that you're going to put a team together. That's not what Batman does.
It doesn't matter. Exactly. He's just. See the original Batman. Batman. We're talking about like the cartoon Justice League Batman, who didn't even really want to work.
He didn't want to. No, he didn't. Exactly.
It's just like, I'll do this myself. You're gonna slow me down. And now you got him out here begging people with money. That's not Batman. The original Batman would have just been like, you lot stay out my way. I'll deal with this myself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's a sharp turn because he was so dark in Batman vs Superman.
Exactly.
He was slamming this guy's head against the ceiling and that, and then he's just like. That Aquaman scene was weird, where he went into the water, and they're all singing, and the woman picks up his jumper and starts sniffing it, and I'm like,
I was like, what is this?
Why is she sniffing his jumper? Is she doing that just because it's Aquaman or Jason Momoa? Was she meant to do that? And she's like, I'm going to take this chance.
Do you know what? You know, like you were saying in the beginning, how you thought the movie had different styles of directing.
Yeah.
This felt like it was a difference. Like, it was like he wanted to make a Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings scene or something.
There you go. There you go.
And it was just like, what is going on? Why are you singing? Stop singing. It's awkward. It's weird.
It was random. It was so it was uncalled for.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
And then what did we have next? Did we have was it when Steppenwolf attack the Amazonians next, or?
Oh mate, it was all over the place. It was. It might have been. Yeah, I think it might have been that. The mob, because you had like some scenes of the mother boxes, in Themyscira and Atlantis. I think they showed Atlantis first, and then they showed Themyscira or something like that. I can't remember. But it was probably him attacking them.
Yeah, I think they done a terrible job trying to protect these mother boxes.
Yeah,
it's like both times they're like call for help, and they're just like, we have no one to spare. Like, it's just like, bro, this is like, you know how dangerous this thing is, and you're just like, yeah, we'll just leave like 5 people to defend it. You know, nothing's special, nothing we can do about that. You know, it's stupid.
There was a weird bit. I'm sure, like, I know that they definitely changed this fight scene.
With the Amazonian fight
they definitely changed
they
it
did.
a bit.
They did.
But there was one bit that just didn't make sense for me because the mum.
Let me guess. Was it when the horse was on the girl?
No, not that bit, not that bit. But like before that, just before, I think so. When Steppenwolf comes down and all the Amazonians like start jumping on top of him, and he's like trying to fight them off. Like the mum,
she just standing there.
Yeah, she runs off, and like all of them are like piling on. And like by the time it cuts back, I thought, she's gonna be out the door now. Like they must have changed the scene. And then, but then the mother box was sitting there. The mother box was sitting there. So I was like, wow, maybe they've changed the scene. Maybe like she doesn't actually take it or something. And then she runs up some wall to stab someone. Why? Why can't you just stab him? Like,
I was thinking that still.
All that time you done that, he'd probably gone and killed someone else. And then she takes her time to take the mother box and then run with it. I was just like, mate,
I agree. That was some anime because she literally stands there, runs up a wall, kills a parademon, and then it's like you could have done. But that was the thing was that just one big slow motion scene? Like, was it just all in slow motion?
No, because she runs off first of all. She runs off first of all. Then she's standing by the door, and then she watches, and then she starts, and then she runs to the wall for some reason. I was like, what's she getting to get or something? And then she jumps up, and I thought, maybe she's cutting something to like close the door or something like that. And she comes back down and stabs a parademon, and I'm like, raw, all that.
Yeah, that was just stupid. And they all get buried inside of there, and I'm just like, this guy can teleport and that. What's the point? Well, you're just killing your own people more than anything. Like,
I don't know why she didn't just take the box and run with it.
Yeah, I don't know. That whole scene was kind of a mess to me.
Yeah.
And then next we had Barry's new scene of him bumping into Iris.
Yeah, it was all right.
I thought it was a cool scene.
It was a cool scene. Was it needed? No, but it was a cool scene. Like,
it wasn't needed, but it was in the trailers. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah.
You might as well give it to them. I think if they didn't pull it in the trailers, I don't think they would have added it. But people knew that scene existed, so why not?
I suppose so. Yeah.
I guess it kind of tells you it doesn't really tell you the person he is because it didn't do much. All it did was like him looking for a job.
Cool scene, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And introduces her, but you never see her again throughout the rest of the movie.
That scene was really annoying though, because the guy that was driving a truck, like, you're driving down a busy road, he drops his burger. First of all, you dropped your burger, it's dirty, it's under the chair now. Don't be a tramp, leave it there. And then like, you're driving down a busy road in a truck, and like you're looking under your chair, not looking at the road to pick up a burger.
Exactly.
It's like, you're not that stupid. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not that stupid. Know what I mean? And it's like the whole scene just annoying me. To me personally, Steppenwolf, especially in this movie, had a better design and kind of seemed stronger.
Yeah, he was more threatening, definitely, in this movie than the last one.
But even more threatening than Darkseid, in my opinion. Like, I do like what they've done with Steppenwolf as well. Because last time they just brought him in, it was just like, I'm Steppenwolf, I'm here to get the boxes, and but this time, like, he's done something. I'm not sure what he's done, but he's pissed Darkseid off, and he's basically just like begging to be back at his side again. And it kind of fleshes him out because you can see the fear and desperation in his eyes, compared to what it was before. I love that. I like it. It's not over the top. It was enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me to connect with him.
I guess Cyborg was a big part of this movie. So you had a lot of sort of clips of him like his dad trying to get through to him and say, look, it's not my like, I'm sorry that this happened to you. Cyborg,
he carried his role way better in this one.
Yeah.
Which, because I remember him saying that he recorded a lot of scenes that would have been, that would have fleshed him out more, and they never chose them.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, probably, but I'm glad they did that. He seems more of an underdog this time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, I remember, like, even in the original movie, I felt it was a cyborg movie, but it should have been a cyborg movie. The way it was played out, it felt like there was a lot of things that revolved around him, and in this movie as well, it feels the same. Like, you can tell that when they've put more things in it, it shows that more things revolve around him. He's like the key to trying to save the world, I guess.
without him, they wouldn't know how to do any of the
Exactly.
tech stuff,
Yeah.
which is annoying because Batman is also like a tech master.
Mm.
But in this kind of Batman, he doesn't know anything. He leaves
Yeah.
Alfred to do everything.
But that's the thing
He
as
just
well.
has
Yeah,
money.
it's like Alfred. Alfred seems to do more than Batman does in this, like finding people, doing all this stuff. Like it was, yeah, I don't know.
Should we talk about the scene where they get kidnapped and Batman's useless yet again without his spider thing because he struggles with one parademon, one parademon. He struggles with like I just don't know what have they done to my boy.
See, this is the thing, right? This is I don't want to go too far ahead. Let's just you stick with what you're talking about, and then
I was just saying, like he's just useless. He's useless. He's completely useless. He's normally the guy that does everything by himself. He knows how to do stuff. If you can't figure out the first time, you'll figure out the second time, and it's just.
See, I think
useless.
It's easy in comics and animated movies to put Batman next to people like Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, Flash, and make him seem cool and like he can do something. When it's live action and you're putting him up against people like this, it kind of shows what he can and can't do. Because obviously it's live action now, so he can't just like jump really high to get somewhere, do some mad acrobatic stuff. Like there's limitations in it to like what a real person can do. And I think live action movies probably show that a lot more than if you did like in an animated movie, you'll probably do like backflips and front flips and all that stuff and be like kicking people up and stuff like that. But he's not gonna be able to move like that in real life. So I feel like he's a bit limited basically in these movies.
He is limited, but then if you remember the warehouse scene in Batman versus Superman, I
wouldn't
say he was doing that to that extent, but he was doing a lot. He was doing
exactly.
a lot,
and that's why I prefer him in that movie. Yeah,
he was doing much more in that movie than he is here. Like he's capable. They've shown that it's capable. They've shown it's possible. They just chose not to for some reason. Why? I don't know, but they just chose not to. You know what I mean? He didn't even use these signature smoke bombs. Like Batman without smoke bombs. Does that make sense to you? That doesn't make sense to me. It's just stupid, if you ask me. And in the end, the only time he's useful, as I said, is when he comes down to using his gadgets. Not even his gadgets. I mean, like his spider thing,
or car or something.
Unless he literally picks up a gun. He's a soldier. He comes down to just being a soldier. Like he just picks up a gun and he's just like, okay, I'm useful again now. Because it's just basically, look at the fight where he fought Doomsday, and he's just in the back with his gun and he shoots the smoke bomb. That's all he can do.
I mean, that's the thing in it. Like, that's all. When he's fighting against all these superpowered people, that's the only thing he can do, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're talking about the guy that was smart enough to figure out how to beat the strongest of those people, Superman. And fair enough, Superman could have killed him before he even come close to him, but he still went toe to toe with him under the circumstances. And it's like someone that's smart enough to do that can't even figure out how to beat something like a parademon. Like it's just, I don't know, it's just stupid to me. It was just dumb. It was dumb. And I think what else was dumb is that they gave him an easy win. You see, when he fought that parademon, do you remember how he killed it?
No. Oh, he pushed it over. He kicked it over the thing, innit?
He kicked it over the ledge and it fell. The thing with wings that can fly. That's how he beat it. He pushed it and it fell to his death. Is that not a cheap win?
That was a bit dumb.
they was just like, let's just give it to him. Let's just he can't beat this wing. Let's just kick it off. It forgets how to use its wings, and it falls to its death. That's how we're gonna do it. It's just it was just stupid. Obviously, people wanted to see the black suit, but I wonder what made them choose the black suit. If you know what I mean.
I think that maybe they should have explained it a bit more as to why he was wearing
they
that
should
suit.
explain it, because obviously this is Superman. You would think that he would just choose his normal colors. Like what was going through his head to say, you know what, I'm going to choose black this time, instead of just randomly choosing it.
Yeah, because obviously he chooses it because it's what gives him back his powers. So that's why he flies up to the sun and then like absorbs the sunlight. because the black suit like helps him to absorb more sunlight, but they didn't really explain that.
No, fair enough.
So people would have probably just missed it and just been like, oh, he's just going up to get a suntan or something, and then and then coming back. But I'm glad they gave him that suit.
I wish, obviously, they gave him black suit because that's what he uses when he comes back. But I wish do you see the other suits that he passed? They passed like the metal ones, and I think that would have been dope. I would love to have seen that, but
because that's the one his dad wears.
Do you know what I was thinking? I remember before it come out, they were saying that Cyborg and the Flash had a very close bond in this movie. Like they was very close, and like they were closer together than the rest of the group.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see that. I mean, they did like have jokes and that together, but I didn't really feel like that made them what they will hype them up to be. You know what I mean?
I can only think of two scenes.
The graveyard scene.
The graveyard
scene.
They're
talking.
And then the scene right at the end where they do the fist bump.
He nudges him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, exactly. I was thinking apart from that, they wasn't really like best buddies. And I remember them saying that, these two are like, they bounce off each other now. And I was watching it again, I was thinking, not really.
Yeah, not really. No,
not really.
Speaking of Flash though, he was surprisingly quite funny in this movie. Like a lot of the jokes I thought was actually stuff that Joss Whedon had done. But he was just doing joke.
He's just a
joke.
funny guy.
Yeah, a little bit annoying at times, but he was funny. Yeah.
What did you find annoying?
I don't know. There was just times when he would just make jokes when it was just like, all right, calm down now. Just stop with the jokes. Just stop with the little jokes. it was just all the time, all like. Every time he'd open his mouth, he would have to say something funny. Actually,
let's talk about Lex Luthor for a second. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like they know what they're doing with this character?
You know what? The more we talk about this movie, the more I feel like I don't think they know what they're doing with a lot of. Exactly. No, but I don't see why. Like, it's a good movie. But I don't see what the purpose of Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom being in the movie right now is.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're throwing too much in. It's like Zack Snyder sat down and was like, "Yeah, I've got an idea to make this movie. I've got this idea. I got this idea. And let's just put this in the movie and put it all together."
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, that's fine, but does it make sense? And it's
not really. But it's good. Not really.
Yeah, it's like if you're setting up movies for the future, then yeah, that's cool, I guess. But if you're then going to have a nightmare reality where those characters aren't even going to be doing anything anyway, like what's the point?
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. I don't like what they've done with Lex Luthor, because Lex Luthor's he's good at manipulation. This is the guy that could talk his way into being president. Yeah. And he'll come for you that way, you know what I mean? And I feel like he's lost his opportunity to do this, to be that person now. He's escaped from Arkham. You can't talk yourself out of that, surely. He probably has in a comic somehow, but realistically, in live action, he's a crazy person now. He's a lunatic. He's just an evil, generic science laboratory guy now. You know what I mean? He's that guy from Phineas and Ferb. And
I tell you who I also didn't feel needed to be in this movie.
Who's that?
Like we've mentioned him before, but Martian Manhunter. I thought one thing I thought he looked a bit odd. Like the CGI was a bit ropey around him.
Yeah.
But what was his purpose in the movie? Like he turns up to talk to Lois, because he disguises himself as the mum. And then talks to Lois, and then gets her to go back to work. And then he turns up at the end, and I was like, "Well, mate, you know they were about to fight Steppenwolf. Where were
you?" Man said, "I'm here to help." Okay. Why didn't you help then?
Like,
I just want you to know I'm here to help. Like, it's jarring.
That was wasted. Like, if anything, if they were gonna like reveal him, they should have just had like maybe the colonel or whatever army person he is being in a scene, and then maybe he walks out of the room or something and then changes, and then like maybe you see him just to like show him like quickly. But Like, he was useless in this movie. What was the point?
Because that just seems mad that this whole, because even when the Kryptonians attacked, what was he doing, bro? What was he doing, bro?
Yeah, it was,
I don't know what I mean? What was he? He's watched all this happen, yeah, and then he, as you said, he turns up at the end when everything's done and the world's all right. He's like, yeah, I just want you to know this team you're putting together, I think it's cool. You know, if you need anyone that's afraid of fire, I'm your guy. You know what I mean? Just, bro. Yeah, I think that was stupid. You got one thing I do want to talk about. Oh yeah, we skipped this. We didn't finish talking about the apocalypse scene. Jared Leto.
We live in a society.
Society. It's they don't know what to do with him. They don't know what to do with him. And
I mean, he was. I guess he's better than he was in Suicide Squad.
I don't think so.
He looks better, I suppose. I don't know.
Looks better, yeah. Acting. The thing is about I didn't really like the way he acted in Suicide Squad, but it was unique. It was a different take.
Yeah, it was unique. A different take. Yeah, exactly.
But in this one, they're just like, do as much Heath Ledger as you can, and he's like, all right. It's like you just stick to, like, you've already built your character. Just stick to it. You know
what? That's a fair point. That is actually a fair point. Like, seeing him, what you just said is actually a fair point. He was better in Suicide Squad, being a different version of the Joker.
Yeah, exactly.
Than trying to be the Joker that better people
everyone likes.
Yeah, exactly.
It might not have been a good one, but you've chosen. You know what I mean. You've made your bed, sleep.
Yeah.
Like, you're just doing that. It just seems stupid now.
Yeah. No, that's a good.
You know what I mean? So I think at first I thought it was all in his head, but then it was like, are you sure it's a good idea bringing him along? And it's like, oh, he's actually real. Otherwise, Batman would have looked crazy sitting there talking about. Man said, when the time comes, I will kill you. don't get twisted. I'm going to kill you. Those exact words, bro. I was just like, Jesus Christ, Batman.
Yes. But okay. Zack Snyder needs to answer these questions now. Does Batman have fortune-telling powers? Because how is he seeing these visions?
That is no. I didn't actually think about that. That's true.
He did it in Batman v Superman, and he's doing it again
now. And then
now.
the Flash. The thing is with Batman v Superman, the Flash turned up right afterwards. So I thought it was connected to that somehow, but
it just
true.
seems like he's just having visions. Like,
why is it just him?
It's it don't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all. If anyone, do you know who it should be? If it's going to be anyone, it should be Barry. Barry should be having these visions because he's the one that runs through time and sees everything. So maybe he's getting like, no, I mean, you get what I'm saying. It should be him. No, it should be more than anyone.
Is there going to be a Justice League 2? I mean, do you know what? They could still make a Justice League 2. It would just have to be separate from everything else. So it's like, this is Zack Snyder's movies. That's in their own little box. And then you've got everything else just coming out.
If they do a Justice League 2, it should just be a Legion of Doom. Just don't involve any dark side stuff.
Yeah.
Just grounded. But then here's the Superman problem. He's too strong. He come in at the end of the movie and murk man up. You know what I mean? So anyone like anyone in a Legion of Doom is going to get murked, man. So
I suppose
they have to do a kind of get him out of the way. You know what
I suppose if they bring in what's his name, Metallo, they could bring in someone like Metallo to like fight him, or if Lex Luthor made a new Superman, like the evil Superman. One thing I don't like is the evil Superman. I think that's a weak storyline thing. Whenever like people do that, like directors or like for movies or TV shows, as soon as there's a character that's too strong, they either get rid of them,
just get an evil version,
or they make an evil version. It's like they did it with
what
the
about
Hulk.
Shazam? Because
Shazam,
Adam,
he's strong as well.
Black Adam evil?
He's meant to be evil, but I don't
think they'll make it evil because he's the Rock. The Rock don't do evil people.
So he's gonna be good, or anti-hero.
Because if they did make him evil, then I could see him going toe to toe with Superman, because obviously
exactly
that does actually happen.
Yeah.
But even though Superman still is stronger, go toe to toe. That would be fun. But because even when Dwayne signed, didn't it? He was with actually was with Henry Cavill, and they were talking about making jokes, fighting each other, and all that, going head to head. Do you remember that on Instagram? I remember that.
Yeah.
So,
it was, how many years?
That would have been cool. Yeah, come on, bro. Well, I could see that happening. He's realistically the only one I could see taking him on.
I mean, there's a lot of other people that they could bring in, but
they could bring in, but anyone that's actually confirmed. I mean, like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's actually confirmed in there.
Warner Brothers, man, what have you done? What have you done
to my boy? Thing is, I'm not even a DC hater. I think DC comics are better than Marvel comics. It's just that Marvel movies are better than DC movies, and that's a fact.
But you know what? It didn't even used to be that way, though. If you remember, you remember DC used to be killing it out here, and then all of a sudden, it's because they saw what Marvel were doing, and they were like, we want that, we want a slice of that pie, exactly. And they rushed it. And
they could have had it. They could have had it. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. I like the movie; it's a good movie, but they still don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's It's a movie.
It's a movie about superheroes and Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which leads me back to my first question. Is it good or just better?
I still say it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's 4 hours long, and I enjoyed most of those long. 4 hours. Yeah. Like it did feel like 4 hours, but yeah, and I enjoyed it. I think it's a good movie. It feels like the same movie as the 2017. Well, not the same, but it's the 2017 movie, but with more story and more character development.
Yeah,
and more blood.
Definitely, which is what people wanted. We just wanted everything to be more fleshed out, and we got it. Unfortunately, that was at the cost of a lot of time, but you know. Do you want to leave it there?
Leave it there. Yeah.
Leave it there.
It's been good. It's been emotional.
It's been emotional. I don't know if anyone's actually going to sit through and listen to all of this, but you know, if you did, thank you.